Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox All On channel. Host Sega Forever. Gonna do a little bit of ranting today. Um, Hold on 1 second, guys. Hopefully, some of you guys can join me, man. We'd love the chat to be on fire like it's been the last couple podcasts we've done. Um, but I do want to address something that's been going on in the Xbox community for the last couple of days. As you guys know, they had Xbox had a stellar developer direct, man. It was awesome. Watched it. We actually live streamed it. Oh, we didn't live stream it. Sorry, Unlimited Productions live streamed it. Live streamed it. I listened to it on his channel, and then when I had the chance later on that day, which I don't normally do, I actually did a reaction video with a couple of the crew, and it was cool. It was fun, and I enjoyed doing it. And then yesterday, man, we did a follow up with the aftermath. A lot of the guys were busy. Um, Hopefully, they'll be able to join today if they hear that. That I'm doing an all in rant video. But I am going to try and keep it short, so if nobody comes in, that's fine as well. Today is my daughter's birthday. She's out doing stuff right now, and then when she comes back, we do some stuff as well. But I kind of wanted to get this off my chest, man. And like I said, it's going to be a rant video. I do these every once in a while, so you guys should know what to expect. But again, man, I mean, Microsoft and Xbox, dude. I understand that they're trying to do a lot of different stuff with their software, and especially their hardware. They're going in a lot of different directions. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving pieces. Right? And I'm not going to sit here and tell the Xbox community to lose your minds. Right? But I think there is some stuff that we need to address when it comes to Xbox. It's very rare that I have anything negative to say about Xbox, even though I've talked about a few things on my channel. But I mean, like I said, comparatively, like I said yesterday, comparatively to a lot of the stuff that they do that's positive, the negative stuff, pales in comparison for the most part. Um, but this is something that I do want to address when it comes to Xbox, and maybe some of you guys can jump in and let me know what you guys think as well. Get you guys' opinions. Hold on, let me shoot these out to the guys real quick. Because there's definitely a couple things that I am tired of that I want to get off my chest. That's why it's a ring. And it's not necessarily negative, man, but it's just something that needs to be said. Because, like I said, man, I'm just tired of it. I really am. And it kind of falls along the lines of what Unlimited Production talks about. But for somebody like me, dude, I can't disconnect from social media. In fact, I won't. Just because of this, just for the simple fact that everything that's going on in other avenues of whether it's politics or pop culture that I like to keep up with. And so that's what I tend to do, man, when I'm not getting something from somewhere else, or when I'm not getting something like from certain aspects of my popular of the way I like to uh, interact with popular culture. There's a lot of different genres that I keep up with. So when one's not doing too well, or it's a little bit slow, or they're doing something stupid, man, I'll switch to another. Right? And that's what's kind of been doing, man. In fact, I feel bad because I haven't been able to do my political videos on the level that I wanted to, because there's a lot of stuff to glean, especially this week, man. This week was really crazy. It was absolutely nuts. And if you guys been keeping up with it, man, it was, and for me, dude, it was all wins, man. It's all W's, in my opinion. But again, it's not a political podcast. Let's shift back. Well, let me send this stuff out to a couple of the fellas. We'll share some videos, and then we'll discuss. Anyway, this thing is anyway, man. Hey, what's up, Fade? Now that I thought about it, why put games on Sony? Yes, they're making money and it's saving PlayStation, but it entices Sony to be lazy. Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying, Fade. And I think that's a conversation that we're going to be having on the show. I know I have my thoughts on it, man. I see what Xbox is doing. I see what Microsoft is doing. I realize what Phil's saying, right? But at the end of the day, um, for somebody like me, I am in Xbox's ecosystem, so that's not going to change. I mean, in a way, it can change. I talked about it yesterday. Right? I mean, regardless of what they do, I'm in because I've basically, and I'm not saying like I'm trapped or anything, but dude, when you have over 900 games, right, and you bought every one of the consoles, and I'm never gonna go to PlayStation. That's never gonna happen, and I can't go to Nintendo because Nintendo definitely has nothing that I like to play with there at all. In fact, a lot of the stuff that I probably would play on a Switch to buy a Switch has come over to Xbox because there are a lot of third party stuff, right? So there's no place for me to go, man. I ain't playing on PC. This is about the most I do with my PC when I'm at home, dude. There's stuff I got to take up with bills. I appreciate the access. I'm going to try and use my PC more for gaming because I just want to get my numbers up. And there's some games that I could probably play on PC as opposed to console. So I want to get a little bit more minutes in on that. And I have a variety of games, dude. Like I said, I have over 900 games. Some of the story-driven click type games. Definitely the same games. Age of Empires I always bring up. So I'll definitely be using the PC more, but that's not my primary place where I play games. And I'm not tuned into the PC community on that level. Most of the guys I know that I play games with, they're all on console. If I play with them at all. And that's why I was kind of referencing AI yesterday, which I think is an interesting prospect for guys like me who want to play multiplayer games but are not able to connect to a lot of people because of my location and time. And my age too, dude. Look, dude, I play on COD, and I mute people most of the time, right? Because people don't have no common courtesy. And that's the weird thing, man. I know Activision was blocking people because of the swearing, and they're looking at the racism and all that kind of stuff. For me, it's just about the lack of common courtesy, right? So, and I know I'm the one to talk, man, because my podcast can be like that sometimes too. But when I'm playing a game, dude, and you can hear like people having full on conversations in the house, like a husband and wife talking, and then they're talking about what they're gonna get for lunch for the kid tomorrow. I mean, there's full blown conversations going on while people are trying to play. So most of the time, dude, I just mute the mic, right? So for the AI stuff, man, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I mean, how to utilize it, of course, we gotta look at, but it is what it is, dude. But good comment, dude, 100%. Says it almost feels like Microsoft purposely chosen horse Sony and actively destroying their platform, but ponies are too stupid to realize it. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's the other thing, right? This is why Sony's fighting so hard not to put their stuff on other things because that's not their game plan. That's not their market. All right. They like people to buy their console, and they want people to play their games on the console. Unfortunately, their games don't sell on that level, if at all. Right? Yeah, and that's the real thing about it. In fact, I was thinking about what Microsoft is doing. Right? And when you watch the showcase that they gave, with the exception of uh, South of Midnight, right? All those other games are technically third-party games, right? In the sense of Ninja Gaiden, right? They actually went out and asked Platinum, or not Platinum, but Team Ninja, right, to partner up with that. And then Team Ninja brought in Platinum Games, and it looks like from the jump they were talking about it being a multi-platform, even though Microsoft is doing the heavy lifting, right, to make sure the game gets done, and that's through financing and support, right? And so that looks like the direction they're going with a lot of their stuff. And I'll be honest with you, dude, if some of these games are on the level of quality like Indiana Jones, um, I'm pretty sure I can see why Microsoft wants a lot of people to play it. Right? Um, Microsoft is just different when it comes to this kind of stuff too. I mean, they're almost like an art house when it comes to their mentality, man. For me, it's more about I'm way more old school, right? About how I wish they would handle these situations. But I mean, looking at what they're doing with a lot of the games, making a multi-platform. I mean, most of them are third party anyway, in a sense, right? Um, I think the main concern for a lot of people, like including myself, is the games that we consider first party with Xbox. And after listening to I made the mistake yesterday of kind of reading about it and not really hearing what Phil said. Um, and I kind of talked to Hebot yesterday, man. He kind of talked me off the ledge. And I'm not saying that I'm not like I'm going to jump or anything like that, right? But what I am saying, dude, is I feel a particular way about the system, about the platform, and about their ecosystem, right? And I'm participating in that, right? But for me personally, dude, I'm a console person first, so it gives me pause, right? When they start talking about putting stuff on multiple, um, like getting their content out there through multiple avenues, right? Which I'm fine with, man. But when you start once you start crossing that console barrier, that's when my spidey sense starts to tingle, bro. But you make a great point, dude. That's and I touched on it yesterday a little bit. Death by a thousand cuts, but I'm the faded, bro. I'm too hardcore when it comes to this kind of stuff, man. I like the nuclear option a lot of times. But yeah, but after listening to Phil, and it is what it is, right? And I'll share the clips, man. I'll have to shout out Destin, Legary, and then Paris and all those guys, man, because I don't even watch their stuff. Because honestly, I don't care for them. But if you want to get the full scoop, dude, you gotta watch the source. You gotta get it from the source. And all I know, man, is Xbox is moving in a different direction. It's just at what point and how far are they moving? Right. That's the kicker, right? But I'll say this, man. I mean, they're moving full speed ahead. As a look, and I can't be a hypocrite as a person who chastises Xbox, Phil, and the crew. For just taking, just moving a direction, just do stuff. I always say that, and they are, and they're moving forward with it, and that's the direction they decided to go. It's not something that I like that they're doing. I'll be honest, but it is what it is. But that is an excellent point, right? And I'm cognizant of the fact that that's what they're doing in a sense, right? I mean, again, death by a thousand cuts and stuff like that. But you know, I'm an old head dude. I'm grouchy. I'm a grouchy old man. I'm set in my ways. And but in honesty, faded, dude. I mean, I can always fall back on the sense that, like this morning I got up, and before I didn't know what was going on with my daughter, and so as far as what her plans for today, so I just kind of chilled upstairs, and then I put on Medieval Dynasty again. I started playing that, and it was cool, man, because I'm like, yeah, dude, it's on Game Pass. I'm playing it on Game Pass. I'm actually streaming it. I didn't have to download it, and it runs fine. It's a fun game, dude. Some parts is kind of irritating because of the way the game is. It's not totally perfect, but the stuff that it does right, I like. And I'm just trying to figure the game out, dude. And then it's a time suck as well, so I lost some hours on it. But it was it was a good reminder of why Game Pass is an awesome service and why Microsoft is pushing it, and all the other tangibles that come with having Game Pass, from the financing to getting it serves a lot. It checks a lot of their boxes. If I'm being honest. And I know a lot of people that are Xbox guys. As long as I've been, you guys understand how Phil thinks and how he operates, and it checks all the boxes. You're getting a great game. You're getting great content, affordable price, and a great service on the most powerful console. Right, I'm playing it on my X, and it shows. I'm actually getting to use my cloud service rate. All of that stuff, man. All of that things far outweigh any of the negatives that we're looking at. But negatives they are, man, and that's why I want to talk about it. Faded says, I just watched Dark's videos, and he is the right. The player base is destroying that platform. They don't buy games to support the platform. Disingenuous segments and toxicity. Yeah, Faded. They've been like that for a long time, brother. They have guys like me. He bought Sigma. I mean, and I'm pretty sure. Look, I don't want to age you. Um, I don't want to assume what your age is, man. But I mean, for us, man, we've been doing this for decades, dude, and I've seen that for the longest time. Dude. A lot of the stuff that made PlayStation what it is, man, is the very thing that's really dragging them down right now. You know, and that gives me pause as well, dude, because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that, not being able to see past the weeds and stuff like that, and getting into my feelings. I'm not like that. Um, I mean, everybody has emotional responses, man, but I don't live in that type of, like if you look at the current election that happened, dude, if my guy lost it, I just would have moved on and continue to focusing on stuff. You see people now they can't deal with the election results and they're going nuts, right? And they're gonna be like that, dude. They're never gonna let go. And I can't be like that, dude. And I don't think it's healthy to be like that either. I mean, that's why it's interesting to me. This is why we always talk about their consoles, because that's the one thing they keep on holding on to is their console sales, right? But that's for me is why they're more of a brand, dude, because most of their guys do not play their games. And when I look at what Phil and Xbox is doing, as far as the variety and the content, that is a tricky thing to balance, you know, and that's where Game Pass really helps them as well, right? Because you're getting money every month, right? Whether you consider it a good deal or not. Definitely, when it's 14.99, most people felt it was a steal, but now they have to raise the price. But at the end of the day, dude, Microsoft is paying for the stuff up front, and then in turn, we're funding them every month, right? And then they roll that all into one, and then that's why I'm not really worried about Game Pass. It shows that it's actually doing well for them, because if not, then everything will fall apart. And it's just I know a lot of people use it, dude. The amount of people that I see playing Game Pass for a lot of times the games I play are multiplayer, dude. I mean, there's constant like most games they're constant. I never really have to wait. Some over time, some games will fade away, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the game is bad. Sometimes, dude, it's just that the game is something else comes along and people jump on that. The one thing I'm pretty sure that these guys are figuring out about Game Pass, dude, is that it's or with Game Pass and buying games and stuff like that, it's not just the money but the time, which we talked about on this channel as well. Hold on, guys. Let me. Yeah, I'm just calling up Brother Eba. He might not be available. I'm kind of off with my time. Forwarded to an automatic voice message system 8626. Hey, brother, I sent you a little link on Twitter, man. If you want to jump in, I got a podcast going live right now, so I'm gonna get back to the podcast, but I'm on. Just hit the link on Twitter. All right, take it easy. Let's see. Right down. So, Fada says, to be honest, the Sony platform actually has to cease to exist for them to realize that. I know they're most hardcore people, man. Even if that happens, Faded, they won't. Right? Again, this is why I sit here and say I wish Microsoft would just take everything, just clear the board, run the table, so to speak. But they won't. They won't do that. So if this is their other way, and I don't even think they think in those terms. Yeah, I know I'm on the more hardcore side of things, brother. So it is what it is, man. I mean, I just want them gone, dude. I can't stand these things. I mean, I'm just being 100% with you guys, man. Right? And then we'll talk about it. I'll give these guys a little bit more time, but then we'll jump right into it. Uh, Oops, did I mess up? I think I messed up, guys. Hold on. I hate when I do that, guys. Because I have everything. Oh no, I got it. I got it. Dude, this is so funny. This is so funny. Yeah, so again, I'll give the guys a couple more minutes to see if they can bounce in. But I mean, that's just the life of an Xbox guy. Um, you're gonna bleed green. That's how it is. What's going on? Hold on, guys. All right, sorry guys, I got Hebot on the phone, so I just wanted to really quickly talk about talk to him about what we're going to talk about today. Let me see if I can shoot Sagan a message too. Uh, Running podcast now. Now, if you want to join. Okay, just let him know where I sent the link. I know, guys, I'm bad. I'm doing everything backwards. I should have did this stuff before I ran the podcast, so I apologize. Hold on. Again, so I'll give them a little bit more time, guys, to make sure that yeah, because I hate to run it and then you miss out. All right, cool. We're good. We are good. Let me close this. All right, guys, getting back to the podcast. Um, so I don't know, man. I've been dealing with these Sony faded. I've been dealing with these Sony guys for a long time, man. They've never changed. That's the one thing I give them credit for, man. They've held that line. And sure, there's people cross over. Sometimes people realize, but for the most part, man, these guys, especially the hardcore fans, they never change. And with PlayStation being the recognizable brand when it comes to gaming now, it doesn't help. That doesn't help Microsoft's case or Xbox's case. But again, so if Microsoft is doing this right and they're backing it 100%, um, now that would alleviate a lot of my fears. Because at the end of the day, man, the fan stuff aside, when it comes to being a consumer, right, I just want to make sure that my investment is secure. Nothing's look, and nothing in life is 100% secure, right? But at the same time, you know, that still is no excuse for you not to put your best foot forward. And I can't look, dude. I gotta admit, Xbox does that, right? Microsoft's done that with Xbox thus far, right? But again, I gotta think in those terms. That's why, like, hey, how long is this? How long is this fairy tale gonna last? Because it is pretty good, man. I mean, you get a lot of content from them at an affordable price. A lot of people, because they're hurting financially, don't have to worry about buying games day one. I mean, it's like an overglorified demo dish slash layaway plan, if you want to put it that way. People that are just consumers, they're looking for an easy option, an affordable option, and Game Pass checks all those boxes. For people like me who actually buy the games, and I try and buy physical, when it's a collector's edition, most definitely. And then I buy digital as well, right? So they give me both sides, right? I do. That's what I do. That's how, because I'm a gamer at the end of the day. But I do realize, man, I'm old, number one. Number two, I'm at an age where I probably have more disposable income. And I'm not saying I'm rich, but for my hobbies, when I was younger, dude, I couldn't afford games. You have to borrow games, buy games on sale, or you just have to wait. As I've gotten older and got more set in life, and again, I'm not saying that I'm rich or anything like that, dude, or even well off, man. It's just gaming to me. Again, I told you guys, is a lifestyle. So it's something that I participate in as if somebody who regularly goes out and exercises, or somebody who likes to travel, right, or somebody likes to collect stamps or shoes or stuff like that, right? That's what gaming is to me. So I actually make the time and I put aside the money to participate in the culture of gaming, in the lifestyle, right? That's what I do. So, and I know not everybody does that, right? So for somebody like me, it's not hard for me to like a game and then buy it because I do like it and I think it's worthy of a purchase. Um, I think the developers need to be supported, but not everybody is like that, and I realize that. Right? With that being said, um, that's what gives me pause, right? Because I've invested a lot of time and money into my hobby, and more so with Xbox. You guys know my gamer tag again is Sega Forever. I am a hardcore Sega fan, and Sega doesn't make consoles anymore, right? And it honestly, over the last couple of years, man, Sega has put out content. Some content really not my cup of tea. They're not the same Sega I grew up with. Man. Always try and support the company when I can. They still do Sonic, which is cool. Um, but a lot of the content that they put out, over the years, not everything I particularly care for, right? And over these last 2 years, though, there's been a resurgence with Sega and the products that they're making and stuff, and I've actually liked a lot of the things that they're doing, especially once was able to play Yakuza, right? Which again, thanks to Game Pass, right? So I know that they're turning their business around. They're becoming more recognized, more noticeable, and for me, it's a good time to be a Sega fan, right? Because they're doing a lot of stuff that I like. So again, from a consumer perspective, right? That's how I approach things, right? If I like your stuff, I'll pay for it. If I don't like your stuff, then fine, right? I don't even have to give a review on anything, man. I just do what I do because I understand what I like. What I like, you might not like. What you might not like, I might like. I definitely understand that 100%. But still, at the end of the day, dude, a lot of this stuff moving forward, the consumer side is going to have to overrun my gamer side, right? Because again, this is the ecosystem I'm in, dude. I'm not going to go anywhere else. This is the cards that I've been dealt. And I'm not saying about Xbox at all, dude. I mean from previous everything that I've as far as gaming is concerned has all gone away, especially on the hardware level. A lot of that stuff no longer exists or is transformed into something else. Like the example I gave with Sega. Right? I still participate in it, but as far as a console and playing my games, how I play my games, where I play my games, it's all on Xbox. Right. So again, it gives me pause, and that's what I'm gonna be. That's how I'm gonna be dealing with it, dude. Before it was more about the culture, about the gaming, about the lifestyle. Now this is coming into play, man, because Xbox is kind of flipping the script, and Microsoft is flipping the script. Right? They're like, okay, well, we want to do this. We want to incorporate more people into the ecosystem, right? Fine, but then by doing that, we also want to be everywhere. Right? And I don't know. I mean, it seems like they understand what they want to do. Now, whether they can accomplish that or not, we're going to see. Right? But at the end of the day, dude, I just want to make sure that I have a console, I have my games, right, and I'm able to play my games on a console. The console again is my preferred place of where to play. Okay, just to clear that up. So, and again, it's a wait and see. We don't know what's actually going on because they don't share everything. I think once Phil is finished working at Xbox, dude, he has a good future in politics. Look, man, I'm trying not to hate on Phil, dude. I really am. I mean, I understand his situation. I understand the position he's in. A lot of the times it's a no-win situation, no matter how you cut it. Um, and look, I love Phil, dude. He is the best thing to happen to Xbox. Basically, turned the brand around. He's done a lot of great stuff, and I know he's in a tough situation. I do appreciate the fact that he's cognizant of it. That's why, again, when you watch the videos, and we'll go over it, you can see he's watching his P's and Q's because he doesn't want to give out the wrong information, the false information, especially after what happened with Indiana Jones. For me, that was that I didn't care for. Right. But yeah, I'll get off of Phil, man. Just again, let me vent a little bit, let me rant a little bit, but give the dude his flowers, man. I mean, he's done a lot. He continues to do a lot, and I'm still benefited. The benefits of what he's done for Xbox, I'm enjoying it to this day, man. Ever since he's taken over to today. So it's not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination. Right? But then the other thing we're going to talk about on the podcast today, you guys give their opinions on move forward, right? Is that a lot of the stuff we have to deal with because of what happened, right? Again, absolutely love the developers direct. Developers direct was awesome. They did a great job. Best developers direct they've ever done. Everybody's on cloud nine. Everybody's hyped. Even people that are not in the Xbox ecosystem, like I told you guys the other day, I really did that. I really did. That dog drives me nuts. Because he barks at everything, dude. Not just stuff near his house. He barks at just people down the road. Okay, anyway. Um, so I lost my train of thought. So I can stay right there. I lost my train of thought. Actually. But anyway, like I was saying yesterday, um, what are these guys doing? Hold on. is it? Looks like he's scraping. Anyway, there's I guess some dramas going on outside. Let me see. Let me pull this up real fast. Hold on. Share screen. Can you guys see that? Again, I'm gonna have to shout out Destiny Gary, man. It's back. So again, Phil was talking. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so again, Phil was talking and did the rounds, did a couple of interviews, and so that's the other thing. Now I remember. So the other thing that this goes back to is the fallout from all of the stuff that we got to do. Again, the showcase was a 10 out of 10, doing great. People outside of the Xbox ecosystem excited about it. A couple of people I saw videos were talking about, well, we're gonna have to get an Xbox with Game Pass. Right, is that's what you want to do, right? And then lo and behold, so there's two interviews, and it totally flips everything upside down, right? And so it might not flip people. The people that are positive on it, they might not flip them upside down, but the narrative shifts, man. And this is something that Hebot talks about a lot on the podcast when he's on. The narrative shifts, right? And then now we're back at square one. That's what I mean. We took one step forward and then we go two steps back. Right? And again, I shout out to Unlimited, man. Unlimited is absolutely 100% correct. Dude, staying off of social media is probably the best thing you can do. I can't do that because, like I said, I'm politically charged and financially charged. There's a lot of stuff. I do pop culture again, like I said earlier in the video, movies, television. I've been trying to incorporate that into my channel. And look, and that's the great thing about it, dude. Is this doesn't break me because with all the drama going on, I can just shift to other stuff. Right? And again, you guys see my politics stuff coming up. I'll probably do a video too because there's some cool stuff coming up. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I just shift, right? And so when this stuff happens, though, it's such a shift in the sense of that no matter what happens, you'll always see it, right? Because he comes on, right? He starts talking about stuff, makes comments, and then it goes straight to, are the games, are Xbox games going on the consoles, right? And for me, like all that momentum you had, dude, it just it just died because now you're dealing with this. Now you're coming back and talking about this stuff, right? And I mean, I can't, it's hard for me to feel sorry for them, right? Because they don't come on and directly address it, right? For either reason, right? Either it's going to be the answer Xbox people don't want to hear, or it's going to be the answer that nobody wants to hear. There's no win-win in it, dude. So I do sympathize with Phil on that, right? But you guys know how I am. I know how this channel is, man. If you guys know my politics, dude, I don't like the talking around stuff, dude. Just come on and just straight up say it. Now, in fairness to Phil, I mean, it's one of those things he might not be able to come on and speak on directly, right? I can understand that as well. Microsoft is a big business. They are the parent company of Xbox. So there's all of that to consider. But still, if I had a choice, I would prefer him to just come straight out and say what they're going to do. And maybe look, dude, man, maybe 100% he doesn't know what they're going to do, right? But this is where we're stuck with now. We're stuck in here, right? We're having to deal with the fallout of it, which we always have to do as Xbox guys. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm getting a little bit tired of it, right? I mean, if you guys know me, again, blue green, I'm not gonna go anywhere. I still have my, I can't, even if I wanted to. Like I said yesterday, I was thinking, oh, maybe I can, maybe I'll start treating Xbox in the same vein that I treat other entertainment stuff that I do. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, you guys know how I feel about Disney. I've always been a big fan, and Marvel as well. Grew up reading the comic books, but the stuff that they're producing is nothing that I want to actually care to partake in from either side, from the Marvel side or the Disney side, right? Because a lot of the stuff that they're doing, man, I'm not on board with. And I'm not just talking about like the stuff I rant about, like the DEI, or the poor. I mean, it's just piss poor quality that they have. Right? On the flip side, with Xbox, I don't have to worry about that, right? Because they're putting out quality product. They're also they're advantageous as far as price point, right? So nothing to do with that. But still, as a consumer, I can look at things a little bit differently. I was telling this to people on shit. I can look at things a little bit differently and be like, okay, well maybe I'll just skip Game Pass for a couple months, right? Which I found out when I thought about it, I can't because a lot of the games that I play are online, so that's a no. But still, man, how you participate in the ecosystem, right? That can change for me, like stuff like that. And it goes from like, okay, well, I know we got the new games coming out. Phil's talking about they're always going to support the hardware. That's where I like to play, right? But maybe I need to spend a little bit more time on my backlog of games because I have a lot of video games that I need to catch up on, right? And so, you know, because maybe there might be a point in time where I might not have access to those library of games, especially if they're digital, right? And I understand that's a choice, guys, but that's a choice I'll make just because of the simple fact that I can't see myself playing on an Amazon TV, right? There's some games, dude, I won't be able to stream or use the cloud unless that thing gets as good as as long as if the experience is equal to having a console right there and downloading and playing off the console, right? Because when it comes to cloud, they're like I said, man, and maybe they will do that. Maybe they'll be able to adjust and improve the service to the point where um, I'll be able to not notice a difference, right? But is that possible? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can if I mean that's one of the major hurdles right there, and the simple fact that I just like having a console. I've always been a console player, and I can't see myself playing on anything other than a console, right? Even with all the games that I have. Like, dude, I don't play on iPhone, and I can't play on mobile because I have, my neck and my back is all bad. Dude, I have arthritis and stuff like that, dude. So it's not optimal for me to. In fact, when I use my phone, dude, I try not to use my phone. And when I use my phone, man, it's not. I'm not looking at it. Maybe I'm listening to a podcast or something like that, right? Because physically, man, it's bad for me. In fact, it's kind of an epidemic with the country because so many people use their phone so much they're constantly looking down for hours a day, and it's affecting actually their posture. And so, I already have issues with my back and stuff like that. So that's not an option for me. Right? So the only option I'm looking at is just playing on console. So if they can do that, dude, that is what I appreciate. But again, like anything else, you have to make adjustments. And then again, getting back to me, like one of the major things that I can't stand when it comes to this is dealing with the fallout of it all, regardless of what Phil's intentions are, regardless of what he says. Nobody's ever going to give him credit for the things that he says that's good, but everybody will dump on him for the things that he says that is bad. Right? Because when it's for the good stuff, the perception will be off, and then for the bad stuff, dude, it's just open bar at that point in time. So that's what I mean. There's no win. So I try and be sympathetic to Phil in this situation. Right? But let me play this really quickly, guys, and then we can delve a little bit deeper into it. Hold on. Let's make sure the volume is good. There we go.
Indiana Jones has an exclusivity window. To be fair, can you solidify that Starfield's staying put for the time being?
No, like I'm not. There's no specific game that this kind of goes back to my red line answer. Mm-hmm. Like there's no reason for me to put a ring fence around any game and say this game will not go to a place that it would find players where it would have business success for us. What we find is we're able to drive a better business that allows us to invest in great game lineup like you saw. And that's our strategy, right? Our strategy is to allow our games to be available. Game Pass is an important component of playing the games on our platform. But to keep games off of other platforms, we don't think is a path that that's not a path for us. It doesn't work for us. What we're doing now, we think really enables us to build the best platform for the world's best games, because the world's biggest games are available in multiple places. And more creators are asking us, how do we stay connected when our game might be playable in all these different places? And we want Xbox to be absolutely the platform that enables that. We think that makes us unique. Most of the other platforms out there are single platform on single device. whether that's PC, whether it's mobile, whether it's a console. And we want Xbox to be a platform that enables creators across any screen that people want to play on.
I hear you. That makes absolutely perfect sense to me. I do think that some fans are a little concerned about how should I say it? Xbox losing its identity, maybe? What would you say to address those concerns from longtime fans?
Well, one, I hear them, right? I'm pretty active in our player base and I'm active in the community. I listen. I think our identity will continue to evolve, which it frankly always has. But when I hear concerns about, is my library of games safe? Am I still going to be able to play the games? And I think over the years, I'm proud of the commitment we've shown to respecting purchases on our platform through back compat, through cross entitlement, Xbox Play Anywhere, through cross-play, things that we've done to enable people to continue to play. So I hear that when I think about I see the investments we're making in platform and how we want Xbox to show up in multiple places and your library to be available there. When I think about buy to stream, so if I buy a game, I'll be able to stream it to devices. Like, this is all about making sure that your library of games that you own on Xbox are playable in multiple places. So I'd say it's an evolution of our identity, but I believe it's an identity that this industry needs. When you think about where this industry is now and you see the challenges, the business challenges that are out there for many companies, that I think us keep making games more accessible to more people has just got to be front and center for us as an industry, so we continue to see great games that we've seen over the years.
This video was made possible by patrons and YouTube members.
Okay, I'll just stop it right there. Again, hat tip to Dustin for doing that interview. And shout out to Hazarder Gaming, because that's where I pulled it from, dude. It's on his X account. Because it's my understanding it's a long interview. Because I think it's the interview that he does on his podcast because it's monetized. And then he ends up releasing it later. I believe that's how he does it. But so look, dude, the other day, man, I was talking to you about this and stuff like that. So number one, I gotta check myself, right? I made the mistake of, because I'm consuming a lot of stuff, and I should know better than this, that a lot of stuff was being said. But again, I caught myself, as other things said, I caught myself in a lie. Reiterate to you guys, because I made a mistake myself. It's better to hear from the source, right? Because there's just a lot of assumptions being made. Because in that interview, when you listen to people, right, talk about it, everybody's like, the games are all coming over. But he never says that, and I should have known better because he never does, right? So that's on me, definitely, right? Because he doesn't answer the question directly. I know he's talked about Starfield being exclusive to Xbox, but he doesn't come on and says that Starfield is going on. People are assuming that, right? And then shout out to Sega Man. I sent him a link. I wish he could jump on it because I get him his pops as well. Because he commented on my video yesterday and reminded me about what Microsoft is doing going forward, especially with Xbox. Right? Again, I'm not. I still believe that nothing's off the table, but in the interviews that he's given, dude, he doesn't specifically come out and name games. That's the thing, right? And to me, when he's talking like that, like he always does, dude, he wants to be fluid, and he just want to get caught up in everything that happened with Indiana Jones. Right? I can definitely see that going third party a lot more. Like if you look again at the developers direct that they did, with the exception of South and Midnight, I can see that staying on Xbox as original content because of the time and the money and the investment, and it is their studio. But everything else, even though Microsoft owns the Doom developers and id, a lot of those franchises have already been out in the wild, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go to different Xbox ecosystem Xboxes, right? Or even other consoles. And then also, Phil mentioned Nintendo and all of this as well. But again, it's good to get context, right? Which I caught myself yesterday, because I caught myself in a lot yesterday. I'm not saying that it won't happen, not saying that it will happen. But to be honest with you, man, he didn't say anything. And until I saw the video, he really didn't say anything that he has not said before. He didn't make no commitments. about this. So we're back at square one. So being back at square one, dude, I'm just like, hey, dude, I just enjoy my games, enjoy the ecosystem, enjoy my console because I do love my Xbox, play my games, use the services accordingly, no problem, right? And then in the future, whenever they decide to do what they do, then I'll adjust them. Mostly from the consumer side as opposed to the fan side. So, but just wanted to put that out there really quickly because I think that and again, I don't ever want to not be 100% on this channel. Um, and again, the showcase was absolutely amazing. I watched it a couple of times. I watched it with my daughter, um, and then I've been watching people's reactions to it. So I don't want to be that person that's like, you know, giving the false information. So it is what it is, guys. So comments and stuff like that. But you know what, guys? I know I'm kind of doing this off the cuff, right? Not an actual practical show. We went for about 45 minutes. I want to actually wrap it up. But I thank you guys for being here, especially you, Faded, man. Thanks for rocking it. And I see a couple other people are watching as well, so thank you guys for being here. But I am gonna just look, just moving forward, dude. Again, just keep your head on a swivel. Just enjoy your games. Like I'm probably gonna go up and try and play a couple of the other games that are in Game Pass that are released and start prepping for the new onslaught of games that we're going to be getting in February because it's going to be nuts. But I appreciate everybody being here, guys. I'm going to do other videos a little bit later on today outside of that gaming stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, that's fine. But I want to do some other content out there as well. But thanks for stopping in. Xbox Online channel. We'll see you for a little bit.